That's better. Okay, so welcome everybody. You can hear me. Thank you. Awesome. Love it. Okay, so today I'm going to jump right in because again, we have a lot of things to cover in this YFP 101. So the point of the YFP 101 is to go into the different sections of YFP and explain a little bit more about what they do and how you can utilize them. And today, if I can get my screen to do what I want it to do, which of course I can, because mad skills. Here we go. Today we are going to be talking about the custom design hub site. So let's jump in. Thank you, by the way, for tuning into this class and taking the time to learn a little bit about this and get a better understanding of what it is you have and how you can utilize it. And in this live training, we're going to talk about the hub site custom design. So I'd love to know, does anyone here have a custom designed hub site? And you can give me a yes or no, and either way is fine. I'm just curious to see who has one. Awesome, Mary has one, and I love Mary's hub site. It's quite nice. Okay, great, and I have one as well. So you'll get to see mine today too. So this class, come on buttons. My buttons don't want a button. There you go. This class is for you if you want to get a better understanding of the benefits of a hub site, you want to know the purpose of a custom designed hub site, you need a simple orientation. So if any of those apply, then you are in the right place. So today, what you're going to learn is one, why use a hub site? Why is a hub site important? The benefits of having a hub site. The parts, we're going to go through each of the parts of your hub site, how to find things so that you can edit, your story and what else? Like your phone number, all those types of things if you need to make any adjustments. Okay, and then of course, how to find and customize your hub site, which all of it kind of works in together. Before we jump into that, if you're brand new to Your Freedom Project or YFP, a little bit about us. So Your Freedom Project is a 360-degree ecosystem of tools and training that can help you find new builders, find new customers, and increase sales and retention. And Your Freedom Project addresses the 3 specific areas that most people struggle with in network marketing, which is not knowing where to go to find people to talk to, not knowing what to do with the people they find, and not having a proven formula or plan or strategy to stay on track and measure success. So YFP supports your growth in 3 main ways with tools, training, and support. Okay, so let's jump into why us? See, spelling errors, that was me. Why use a hub site? So the internet now gives you faster and more effective ways of getting information into the hands of your prospects and your team, right? People can access you all the time. And so what your hub site does, or what it is this is where all of your lead capture pages are, your social spaces, and your funnels. This is where they all live in one neat central marketing hub. That is the key of it, is to just have one centralized place. Think about, see, I go straight to music. So think about bands that you like, right? They have that one website where you can go to find where their tours are, what are their albums, where can you buy merchandise. Same thing if you look at influencers that you follow, right? Famous people, anybody who has a website, they all have that, where they have that one hub spot, right? That leads to all of the things that they offer. And so that's something that you want to have as well. So your hub site positions you as an online expert. It helps you build your online credibility and allows you to build your own unique brand. The one thing with network marketing is, yes, we are partnered with a company that already has an established brand, and that's fantastic for the products that we offer. However, people don't join us because of the company that we are representing. They join us because of us. So we need to make sure that we position ourselves in a way where we can build our own unique brand and why people would want to join or work with you, right? And that's what a hub site allows you to do. It allows you to stand out and be unique, which I'm going to just reiterate right here. So your hub site positions you as an online expert. It helps you build your online credibility and allows you to build your own unique brand. So your hub site serves all sorts of purposes, and we're going to review that here in just a moment. So the benefits of a hub site. So the first one, which I'll hammer home a few more times, I'm sure, before we're done today. It brands you as you. It sets your brand up so that you can position yourself as an expert, right? It is a central place for everything that you offer, and it has lead capture built in. So your wellness center, your funnels, your lead capture pages, all of your social spaces, people can find you easily. And that's what we want to do online. We want to make it easy for people to find us, even though, yes, that can feel a little bit scary in today's online world, right? It's like, I don't want people to find me, but we're in business. We need people to find us. We have to be open books in that place or in that sense. And so if you're doing it in a way where you share enough that people feel close to you, but you're not sharing so much that people can like literally find where you live, you're fine. You'll be good. We don't need to hire security yet. It's all good. So let's go live and let's just review the parts of the hub site and how to find and customize your hub site. Because even if you don't purchase a custom design, you can still customize pieces of your hub site, okay? And this is important. I mean, you want to be able to make it your own. So let me switch over my screen share here and bring that down. And I'll narrate all the steps that I'm doing, and hopefully I don't close the wrong tab. That'll be good. Okay, we want screen 2. There we go. So can everyone see my dashboard okay? And let me move this over here because I don't need that there. Oh, yes, I do need that there. 1 second. I do need that. Okay, so we'll start here from the dashboard. I forgot what I moved and what I didn't move and where I need things, so it's all good. And you can see my little spotlight. Okay, so to get into your website or your hub site, there's 2 ways you can go. I'm just going to show you one way so I don't confuse things. I think that would probably be the best way to go, right? So it'll start down on your nav bar. We call this the blue nav bar, and you click on My Websites. Okay, so blue nav bar, My Websites. The first page you're going to come to is called the site layout. So this gives you the site layout to show you how everything connects. So you have your hub site at the top and everything connects into that. So it just gives you an idea of how things fit. The one you want to click on up at the top is hub site. Once you click on hub site, you're going to come to this page here. Now here's where you're going to see what, if you have a domain, what your domain name is. And what we've recommended is go with some version of your name. Nothing complicated. You want to keep it simple, right? You don't want to come up with something. I mean, it's nice to come up with something creative that's fun, absolutely. But I mean, when you're meeting somebody, they're going to find it a lot easier to remember your name, right? I can tell someone it's KristenLouise.com, myname.com, simple, simple. And then 2, I'm not going to forget it. I mean, sometimes I have a hard enough time remembering my name. So for me to try to remember and take another website with me or an alias is not always the wisest decision. Let's keep it simple and brand ourselves as us. The other thing you're going to find, if you don't have a domain name yet, that is okay. And if you would like to get one, definitely book an appointment with one of the elves and they can help you with that. But if you don't have one, then this is the URL you can use. And when you're creating a URL, if you're brand new to YFP and you haven't done your free trial yet, or maybe you've already set up your URL, but you find it lengthy, I recommend just using your initials. So klh.yourfreedomproject.com. And then for Kathy, it would be C, whatever your middle initial is, in P. So .yourfreedomproject.com. Keep your site URL or your subdomain as short as possible. Short as possible? Yeah, that sounded right. The other thing is make sure too that your business page, your fan page is connected to your hub site, okay? And when you're editing it, or to put your business page in here, you'd have to go into your profile, and it's in under the social tab. And if you need assistance with that, again, you can book an appointment with one of the elves and they'll do it all for you. You don't even have to remember how to do it, which is fabulous, right? We don't need you guys to be super techie. But to edit anything in here, so to customize any of this stuff, to make sure that your fan page is there and that you have your right name, and maybe you need to update your phone number, there's this little edit website icon here, and you can edit everything in here. So if you have a domain, then this is where you would put your domain. And then once you've plugged your fan page into your profile, it will show up underneath here, so you don't have to type it in. And then you just go save, and that piece is done. Okay, so one thing I will recommend, just coming from somebody who struggles a little bit with dyslexia and getting numbers backwards, give spaces in between the numbers of your phone number, or a dot or a dash, something to break it up to make it easier to read. I've made friends all over the world just from putting in the wrong phone number because it was all squished together and I got a number missed, which was a lot of fun. Met someone, I think they were in, oh goodness, where were they? I think it was down the West Coast in California somewhere. And they're like, who is this? And they phoned me back. And then we talked and I made a new friend. So there's that benefit to that piece. But we want to make sure people reach you. Yes, go ahead, Kay.
I have to tell a funny story, and it's really short. Sure. I just got off the phone with somebody brand new that I talked to over the weekend at my husband's class reunion, and she wanted to know about Shackley. So yesterday, I gave her she said she used to be in Shackley, and I said, well, we got to find out if you're still active. So I gave her the 1-800 number, but this morning when I called her, she said, I don't need medical devices. I said, what? And she said, that number you gave me hooked me up with medical devices. Oh, and sure enough, I had given her the 1-800-732, and I said 3355 instead of 5533. And I had said it over the phone. So your point is really well taken. Make sure the numbers are correct and the spaces. So amen to what you just said.
It honestly makes a huge difference. So I appreciate you sharing that, because it shows just how simply switching a number around can take you in a completely different direction. And we want to make sure that the people that are phoning us are phoning us. Yeah. Even though it's great to make new friends. Yeah, it's great to make new friends. But when we're in business, we need to make sure that we got the right number.
This is Kathy. I'd like to just make Kay, just tell her 1-800-Shackley.
Well, I've been doing this for 44 years, Kathy. I usually do. I don't know what happened yesterday, except that it was a very, very, very busy day from 5 in the morning until 8:30 last night. So somewhere in there when I called Marcia and left 742-3355 instead of 5533. But yeah, that's a great suggestion.
Yeah, because it's so much easier. At least that's what I've been doing, because I can't remember the numbers all the time.
I have also had people spell Shackley SCHAKLEY.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah. So for that reason, I kind of went back to the numbers. Just back to Kristen's point, get the numbers right.
Yep, and give the spaces so they're easier to read. It honestly makes all the difference.
But I think that's a good suggestion, Kathy.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Okay, so with the hub site as well, a couple of the settings to look at. So if you don't have a custom design yet, there are some settings that you can tinker with. And the one main one, when I go here, is whether you want it to be business focused or wellness focused. And here's the difference. Let me pull up my hub site. Just like that. Okay. So it'll show the difference here, but I'll explain this as well. So business focused means that the main button that's in your banner will be taking them to the business funnel. If you have wellness focused, it means that the wellness center link is going to be the main button in your banner. Okay, so right here, you'll see that mine's business focused, building freedom, discover how I did it. And the reason I know this is because right underneath me in the small banner is wellness. So that's my secondary, which means business is my primary. And if you had a wellness focus, those buttons would be flipped. That's the only difference, okay? The other difference that it will do though, if you're not doing a custom design hub site, is then your graphics will also change. So if you have wellness focused, then you'll have different graphics that'll show up that'll be more around healthy eating, Zen, relaxing, wellness type things. Whereas if it's business, it's going to be more lifestyle stock photos. Okay, and you can adjust all these photos. Now mine, because mine is a custom design, I can't tinker with mine right now. But if you're not doing a custom design and you're happy with the stock photos, see which ones you like, which photos you like, and then you can also pick your own color palette. And this one, by the way, for if ladies and guys, I shouldn't get guys out of the pink thing because I know a lot of guys who like pink, but this pink one is pops. It just pops. It's so, so nice. So just a thought there. Another couple things that you can edit in here is, what do you want your navigation to look like? So the navigation, if you look on the hub site, is what's going to show up here. Okay, up at the very top of your hub site where it has home, about, events, blog, blah, 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 all that stuff. There we go. So how you want that to look. Now, we've made the shop, which takes people to your Shackley shop, optional. I think it'll automatically be turned on, but if you want to take it off, you can. And I just took mine off because of what's been going on with legal stuff. And then we'll take it from there because it's easy enough for me to pop somebody my PWS, right? If they're needing it. So it's up to you whether you want it on there or not. I've been opting out of having it on there. And again, that's just to deal with legal stuff, then I don't have to deal with anything there. So that's one other way that you can customize your hub site if you're not going to do a full custom design. So you'll see that mine is a full custom design, right? I have my own special color palette, my own photo that I got designed from the team. And I'm going to be adjusting this a little bit because right now I think I look a little bit more like a farm real estate agent, but that's okay. So the main thing to look at in your hub site, just where to find things. So this is that central hub, right? It brands me as me, the way that Kathy's is going to brand hers, and Kay's is going to brand her as her, so on and so forth, where people can come and download things. My blog is connected to this, so they can come read my blog. Again, back into my downloads, to my business funnel. It's linked to my page, so they can come check me out on social. And then it's linked to all of the other social apps that I'm on. Now, if you're not on all of these apps, you don't have to have all of these apps here. I just have them here. I mean, I go on Pinterest maybe once every 6 months. It's not my main by any means. It's at the low end of the totem pole. But I have a profile there that links to, my Instagram, which I'm more active on, or my Facebook, which I'm more active on. And same thing with my LinkedIn. I make sure that everything links back so that if they go to a social space that I'm not on as much, they can still find me on the spaces that I am more active on. Okay. So that's what a hub site is designed to. It gives people a chance to learn a little bit about you. Now, fun fact, the about page, who you are, what you're about, this is the most navigated to page of any website. And I know for me, when I go on a website, I'm always going to the about page. I want to learn, what is this company about? What is this person about? What are they doing? Which brings me to the next section of customizing your hub site, which is this about tab. So let me open this up. Give it a second to load. Okay, so I'm going to turn the settings piece off because we don't need that anymore.
While you're doing that, Kristen, I have I use the word Shackley a lot in my about section. Should I be editing that?
I would recommend it. I would recommend going generic. Yep. Okay. Absolutely.
All right.
I have to look through mine again because I don't think I talk the company, but you never know. I haven't looked at it in a while. So the about section, this is where you definitely want to put something in there. We always have something generic in there, which doesn't mention the company, at least that I recall. So there will be something there. It's not going to be a blank page, but you definitely want to add in your own story, your personal story. So I have from here, this was all me writing, and the rest of it is what was already in the page or in the about page. And I just utilized pieces over there because it made sense. It fit exactly what I was trying to say. The other thing to do is put some photos in here of you just doing your thing. So lifestyle photos, like these are perfect ones. They give you a glimpse into who I am and what I like to do. just so people can see you, get to know you. And I mean, for me, I love looking at the photos on the about page because I want to see what lights that person up, right? I like to see what excites them. And same thing in the about. So if you haven't done your about or your story yet, something to definitely consider spending some time on. What I'm going to recommend though is don't go in here and type it out. Type it out in a Word document or a OneNote somewhere separately so that if you don't finish it in one day, you're not going to have a half story or a half about page, because this thing will not save drafts. So you can't get partway through and then save it as a draft if you don't finish it in the editor, which is why I recommend doing it in a separate document, something that you can also then save on your computer. So if something happens, because we know technology likes to throw curveballs and wrenches into things, and say something crashes and this disappears, you don't have to go back and write it all again. You'll have it saved on your computer. Okay. So that's this page for sure. If you haven't yet put some version of your story in, definitely spend some time and do it. Now, here's the thing. I don't want you to overthink this. Queen of overthinking over here. I laugh because I overthought this. Don't overthink it too much at the beginning. Get something in there. If you want someone to help, like I recommend teaming up together. If you have somebody that you trust that can help you out and they trust you, write your story, send them back and forth and get some feedback on it. But put something in here that's personal, and then you can tweak it as you go. Your story is going to change. Go ahead, Kay.
I see it says photos of you receiving recognition at a Shackley function.
Mm-hmm.
I do have one of those photos in my story,
Mm-hmm.
my about it. Should I delete that photo because it shows the Shackley
logo?
Logo. I mean, it says like Shackley Superstar, whatever it was, not Superstar, but
Like Star Achiever.
Star Achiever, yeah.
I
mean, it's part of the photo, but it would definitely be, I mean, there's the word.
Yeah. And I mean, we haven't updated this since we've been talking with legal for recommendations. So that, yeah, you may want to, or if there's a way you can crop it or blank just the logo out, blur it or something, that could work too. And you can do a lot of that in Canva if you're willing to tinker around with it.
I'm willing to get a VA or an elf.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Get the VAs to do it. They will make that look really good.
Okay.
And I mean, even mine here, right? I've got it right across my shirt. So I have to go in and do some updating as well. So there you go. This is how often I update mine. Go ahead, Kathy.
I also have just a recommendation. Not everybody knows this, but you can take on in your computer Grammarly.com, Grammerly, and get the free one, and then do all your typing in Word doc and have it hooked up to that. And then that way everything gets spelled, Grammarly gets done. I'm a decent speller, but I'm not perfect. And it's picked up a lot of things that, you know, I've messed up on and made it look good. So just, you know.
And this is what these little things down here are. This is what my Grammarly app doing. So it's telling me that there's 2 errors, which sometimes their errors don't make sense. So make sure that it'll ask me to plural things. I'm like, I don't think I should. So be aware of that too, but it does make a big, big difference with just simple grammar and spelling. If you get the paid one, they'll give you like whole paragraph recommendations too, but this is what it'll look like, and it'll tell you what your errors are, if there are any there, and it'll underline them just like this.
I would have to say to Kristen, can you take and change that at this time? Show them how that works, the computer. It probably needs some type of a comma or something, maybe.
I think it actually wants me to put computers.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, you just kind of hover over it. And if you're going to blog, I would suggest getting the paid Grammarly.
So you don't even have to click on it. It'll just, like Kathy said, you just hover and then you just click on.
And it'll change it automatically.
And it'll change it automatically. Now, and then if you go here, it says there's 13 advanced suggestions. So they're always going to be promoting their paid version.
One.
it's honestly, if you have a decent understanding of English, the basic Grammarly works wonders. So yeah, that was a great suggestion, Kathy. Okay, so so just to recap some of the tips for your story. One, grab some photos of you just day in the life, fun stuff, highlight photos, right? The fun ones. And then when you write your story out, write it out in a separate document, whether it's a Word document or a OneNote, something where if you need to retrieve it again, then you can. And here's the cool thing. Once it's written out in a document, now you've got it and you can put it in all your places, right? You can put it in, well, not so much in your Facebook because you only get 150 characters, but you could take a snippet from there. And any other space that would require a bio or a story. Okay, so just remember that the About page is the most navigated to page on any website. That is where people are going first, and I know that's where I go first. So I can learn, what is this company about? What is this person about? What are they doing and why are they doing it? Okay, so I hope that helps a wee bit. Let me grab my... Go ahead.
I have a question, Kristen.
Yeah.
Just looking at your writing on the second sentence, then I came across the Shackley opportunity in early 2009. So if you wanted to say how you came across, would you just say, then I came across a company and let it go as that?
An opportunity to work online in early 2009.
Okay, that's how you would change it.
That's how I would change it. And then save it.
Thank you.
Now it'll refresh. And thank you for catching that. See, I have to go in and edit my story.
You're welcome. I was just trying to figure out what would you say.
Yeah, I'd say something. I'd say something like work online or
work from home.
Work from home. Do something on the side or a side hustle. I mean, side hustle is one of those words right now that people, millennials and Gen Z, they get what side hustle means. And so if you're looking for that younger crowd, that word is going to speak to them. They'll get it. Okay.
Hi, this is Jane.
Oh, go ahead, Jane.
Oh, hey, third paragraph down, you have Shackley there as well. So I just thought I'd remind you before you get out of there and forget.
No, that's good. I actually might just leave this page up and then I will come and edit mine. So
yeah, okay.
That's good.
Okay, quick question. Or to your point, I guess. When I wrote my story, I put the same one on my Shackley personal website that I put in my Freedom Project about me. And I think that does save a lot of time and it keeps it constant and I don't know.
Keeps everything consistent.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what you want. You want consistency across the board. So that exactly. And that's what you want to do is take whatever story, how you've got your story written and then put it in all your spots. So you're not having to rewrite things all the time. No. And then if you find that you need to adjust it, which by the way, as you grow, your story is going to change. Your vision is going to change. As you hit goals, your vision is going to change. So be open to adjusting it as you grow. It doesn't have to stay the same. Otherwise, there's going to be no growth, right? We're not getting anywhere.
I have to just kind of pop in here for a quick second. Just over the weekend, I was up in Northville, which is up at Sacandaga Lake in New York. My girlfriend's there. I'm helping her move to a house. Anyway, I spotted this house on the lake. So I came home and I thought, oh, that'd be really good. That's my next dream. Then I opened it up and it's over $1 million. I said, okay, that may be my far dream.
There you go. Awesome. That's awesome, Kathy. I love it. See, and it's good to have those dreams, right? You have the realistic one, and then you have the really, really big one that almost seems unrealistic, but I mean, it's still possible. We're not going to say it's not, right? Okay, so I hope that helps with you. There is also a work with me tab, which we're going to be taking that out. So I wouldn't spend time there personally. We just aren't taking we're not doing a whole lot of edits right now to this until we get the new system up and running, because then we have to use developer time, which we really need them focused on the new website. So just pretend that's not there. You don't see anything. Now there's this other cool tab, which is links. And I do want to show you this because this is another way to customize. And you'll notice on my hub site, I have this podcast link, which it doesn't show up when I go into my settings. So I actually got it in here. So you can add an external link. So if you have a podcast or another place that you want people to check out, this is where you can put it. You can give it its own custom name, and then you just grab whatever the URL is and stick it in there, and it will show up on your nav bar. Okay, so maybe let's say, you know, I know we have a blog built in, but maybe you started a blog long before we offered one. You could put that blog link up there and then just name it blog, and it'll show up just like this, but it'll be your own external link. So just some things you can do. There's also, whoops, not that page either. There's also a lot of people that I've worked with who have taken schooling for being a nutritionist, or they do other things that are in the medical field, and they have a separate website for that. So they can link that up in here too. So just for future reference, if you decide to go down that path, or someone on your team has gone down that path, then yes, they can definitely integrate that in. Okay, I think that covers the main piece. So let's talk a little bit about if you want to get a custom design. So like I showed you here, this is a custom design hub site. It's just me, right? So I got the team to do this. They put it all together. It was great. I only had to take the picture and send it to them. And there's been some fantastic ones, which I'll show you here in just a second. So from your overview, from anywhere on here, you're going to see this Get a Custom Design button. When you click on this, it's going to explain why you'd want to get one. So here's what you can do. You know, you can create new custom color themes of your choice. We can design the header and image exactly as you'd like. Also, we can customize what the tagline is. So if you have something special that you do, then we'll put your own in there with your own fonts, everything. Okay, so just be aware that it's highly customizable. And a couple reasons why. So because your site is designed to promote you as your brand, it's best if we can get a high resolution photo with you in them. So then it puts you front and center, right? People get to see your face. And then we create the design around that. So whatever clothing you're wearing, so you'll see that my clothing, right? And they'll match the color palette so that everything is uniform and fits beautifully together. So if there's a specific color that you want in your palette, make sure some of that color is in your wardrobe somewhere. Okay. So just a couple tips if you're considering the custom design hub site. So I've got our portfolio open just so you can see a few of the hub sites. So I love Carla's. So here's an example of a great way how the header and everything and the tagline works. So she has her own logo. So if you have a logo, you can put that in there as well. And notice how everything is colored to match what she's wearing. So we make sure that everything matches uniformly. Let me go, I think go this way, right? Here's another great one with Christine. And then I love Debbie Miller's too. I've worked with hers a lot. But just so you can see an idea of what people have done. Plain backgrounds, by the way, work beautifully. It doesn't have to have, you don't have to have anything spectacular behind you. Sometimes just a plain background with you is nice and simple. It's clean and crisp. So there's many options for it. Or you can do it with a beautiful background as well, like Jane. And there's Jody's too. So he's got his more in an office setting. So I'll just run through a few of these just so you can get an idea of what we can do and see how it all fits together, right? So thinking of what your brand is and how you want to present yourself, you have full control over it. And there's our dear Mary. I love Mary's too. And Maura's, right? Totally fits with who she is. So if you want to, I'm going to put the link in here. I think I have to do this, and then I have to do this, copy, and then chat. I'll put the link in here. So if you haven't done a custom design yet, then you can check it out and just see what other people have done. Here's another really good one. And this was a whole photo just in and of itself that worked out great for Emily. So if you have a photo like this, where they don't have to really do anything other than they'll put it in high res, they'll edit and make it look really, really good, then that works too if you have one of those types of photos. And the other one that I really love is Tony Banner's. I just love how the color palette works together. I love her tagline. So all sorts of ideas for when it comes to doing a custom design hub site. So you have full control over it. and the team will help you bring it all together really, really neatly. Okay. So that is that piece. So then let's talk about, and I'm going to give you this link as well. So if you do want to get a custom hub site and you haven't done so yet, I'm going to put the link in to where you can read through and learn more about it. But basically what it does, what a hub site does, is it just puts you front and center in your brand, right? If you look at Haley Hobson, if you look at Ray Higdon, if you look at any of the other people in network marketing who've built sizable businesses, they all have that central hub site that links to them and has them front and center. Okay, because people are going to join you before they join your business. They have to believe in you first. And so that's what it is. So it's 147, and it's a one-time thing. It's not a monthly thing, a monthly fee. And the team will walk you through the whole process. Okay. It just puts you in a more professional look. Again, it puts you front and center, and keeps everything unique. As much as the generic ones are amazing and they work great if you're not too worried about it. If you're really wanting to be front and center, this is the way to go. Okay. So any questions or anything I can clarify on custom designing and hub sites? Go ahead, Kathy.
Kristen, I'm just wondering, of course, I got a custom design a long time ago at the very beginning. So if I wanted to change that, it's still going to be $147 to change it, or?
I have to double check on that, but I believe depending on what you need to do,
Okay.
I think you can use some VA time for it. I think.
Okay.
It'll depend on how much you want to revamp it. If you want to like scratch everything and do it again, that would be the 197. But if it's just something tiny you want to tweak, like your tagline or maybe a color palette change, that I think that can be done with VA time.
Okay, I was just kind of curious. I haven't decided yet, but
no, that's good. Good question. Good question.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you asked it. So if you do need to, you can definitely reach out to the elves and they'll let you know how that would roll. Yeah. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go back over to our Slack. No, not play from beginning, play from here. Oh, just about made more work for myself. Is anyone else really good at make work projects? I'm really good at make work projects. All right, so we went through the parts of the hub site, how to find and customize. Again, if you jumped in here late, before we got through most of the navigating, just know that this is instantly replayable in the Your Freedom Project Facebook group, because it's recorded, and it will also be archived in your business center of your dashboard. Now, if you're brand spanking new to YFP and you haven't taken a test drive yet and you'd like to just tinker with things, you can take a fully functional 30-day test drive of our educational marketing system by going to yourfreedomproject.com/start. You can also view all of our products. So if you'd like to see what other services and products that we offer, you can go to yourfreedomproject.com/shop, and you can see what we offer in terms of marketing help, VA help, custom design help, all of that good stuff, and coaching as well. And I'd also would love to invite you to join one of our upcoming events where you can get free business training or listen to one of our nutritional scientists. And you can do that by clicking on the live events tab or by going to yourfreedomproject.com/events. New share, there we go. So right up here at the top of your dashboard, free webinar, register here. When you click on register here, all you need to do is send this link up at the top to any of your team members or post it in your group chat, your team chat, for anybody who would like to join that, and they can register from the same link that you register from. Okay.
Hey, Kristen, it's not showing.
Oh, is it not?
Nope.
Okay. Did I not hit the button? I might
We're
not hit
still
the
on
button.
events.
There we go. Can you see it now?
No.
What did
Now?
I do?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
now you can.
Got it.
I ran a little quick. So we'll start back at the dashboard. So when you log into your YFP dashboard, click on the banner for register now, and you're going to land here. This is the URL that you can send to your team members or even sidelines. If you know somebody that you work with that's just a friend in the company, they can come too. Anybody who's a Shackley distributor or a distributor of any kind is welcome to come to this. And it's free, doesn't cost anything, and we want to just help people get those reels up. Is there an archive on how to make bookmarks? Not at the moment, Mary, but that might be something I could cover in a Marketing Monday. So that's a good question. Okay, so let me go back to my slides. Okay, does everyone see my slides now, or did I push the button right? Okay, good. Okay. And then if you need some extra assistance, or if you'd like to talk to one of our friendly support elves, there's a couple ways that you can get support. One, you can join the YFP business group on Facebook. And again, this is open to any distributor. Has to be a distributor, cannot be prospects or members, because we talk business stuff in there that is going to scare the pants off of a lot of them, especially if they don't understand the industry. So any distributor, absolutely welcome. If they're a prospect or a member, no, that's where you'd want to use either the Explore the Opportunity Facebook group or Discover Shackley. Okay. But you can join the Facebook group. There, you can also submit a ticket. So if you're having a technical glitch, a billing challenge, something didn't go through or something went through twice, because we know it happens, submit a ticket, and that way we can track what's going on and see, is this something that is an isolated situation, or is this site-wide and we've got a big problem? You can also give us a call from the phone number up at the top. You can book an appointment with the elves. So if you need some technical assistance, this is where you'd book an appointment with your chosen elf, or you can chat with an elf on Facebook. So if you're needing just a direct question answered right away, chatting with an elf is one of the best ways to do it. And as long as they're not in a meeting with somebody else, they will get back to you really, really quickly. And you can get to the Help Center by going to yourfreedomproject.com/help. I highly recommend bookmarking this page if you have not. It's handy to get to when you need to in a pinch. So with that, thank you, for joining us, for joining me, and for all of your valued feedback. It was fantastic, and all the great pointers in there. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kristen.
appreciate you all.